Hello guys, this is the-epiphany. Today I'd like to show you a video where I will be answering frequently asked questions. This will be my frequently asked questions number 2 video. There's a number 1 video I will link in the description box below that I made a couple of months ago. Any questions that I answered in that previous video I will not be answering today because it's just pretty much repeating myself. I highly recommend you check out that video as well because there may be a lot of questions that you want to ask, you know, like you want to get my idea or perspective on such things, which is why I'd like you to just check it out. I'm currently at Fortune Cough, which is the first lot of coughs for hype. I've been sabotaging a lot of prisms recently, planning coughs so that we can hunt nuggets because we've had a build-up of nuggets. I made a few sabotages recently, but yeah, but only 3 today. Okay, so first question is, oh wait, the three categories that the questions have been divided into are PvP, maging, and miscellaneous, just like the first video. We're going to start with PvP questions. Alright, first question is, when you make PvP videos, do you get worried that others will be better than you at PvP when they learn from you? To be honest, I'm not, because, you know, like, if you put it in, like, relate this to, let's say, a karate master who teaches his students how to do kung fu or karate or whatever, you know, like, there's no way the students will be better than him. But, yeah, that's just an analogy, but I don't think, like, of course there are going to be people who are already better than me, but, you know, like, they learn from me, so if they get better than me, I don't really care because, you know, like, that's the whole reason why I made these YouTube videos to teach people how to PvP and such. Yeah, but so as for the question, I am not worried. I don't get worried that that will happen. In fact, if it does happen, it'll promote PvP in the server. People want to PvP and such. So I guess that's better because PvP recently has been a bit inactive. Alright, the next question is, let's go in here for a sec. The next question is, why do you always attack Perceptors when the server is asleep? Well, the reason for that is because I'm actually Australian, which you guys may have figured out by now. Whenever I play this game, majority of the time anyway, people are asleep because of Australia's time zone. But that being said, like, whenever I go to sleep, that is when the majority of the server is online, and therefore they will be killing my Perceptors. Like, I have Perceptors placed, and if you know, they attack my Perceptors when I'm offline, I can't defend. You know, even though, like, my guild and alliance can defend, I prefer that, you know, I want to be able to defend my own Perceptor. But I can't do that if I'm asleep, so I guess it's kind of like a gain and loss situation here. But yeah, it's pretty much because of my time zone. Okay, next question is, why do you always bait? Baiting in Perceptors and Prisms, it pretty much promotes the defense, because when when defenders see 5 PvPers from my alliance attack their Perceptor or Prism, they'll get scared and they won't defend. So we attack with like 1 or 2 and then tell the others to join at the last moment. When that happens, people will, you know, like, if they see 1 or 2 defenders, they want to join, so they, you know, they think it's an easy win. That is when we join and then we get a 5v5. Alright, next. Which element do you use for group PvP and solo PvP? Group PvP, I usually go intelligence because it's more tanky and I like to heal my teammates. Solo PvP, I rarely do. Colosseum, you know, I rarely do Colosseum. But when I do Colosseum 1v1, I go chance normally because that's more effective. Alright, next question. What is the best way to get into PvP as a beginner? The best way to get into PvP as a beginner, you have to probably do 1v1 Colosseum or 3v3 randomly registered Colosseum, so that you get matched with, like, you know, other classes. because a big part about PvP is you must be able to understand how the classes work. Like, well, you got to understand your own class more importantly, but you got to understand how enemy classes work as well, because PvP is player versus player, so you need to be able to predict your enemy's moves. So, for example, let's say it's my turn, and then there's an Enaripsa that's after me on the opposite side, on the opposite team. They're going to Word of Recovery if they have an ally here that is low HP, for example. So as an OSA, I lock the Eni or I block the Eni's line of sight so that they can't Word of Recovery on their teammate. You know, just like, that's just a simple example of why it is important to understand enemy classes so you can understand what possible moves they'll make when it's their turn. Okay, next question. Do you ever get asked for advice? The answer is yes, I do get asked a lot. To be honest, not to be cocky or anything, but I think I'm literally the go-to guy for Osamada's class. Like, literally everyone who needs OSA advice comes to me. Zephy's been copying a lot of people asking him advice for echo flips as well. But I guess that's just the nature because I'm a YouTuber and I've experienced, so that's why people come and they ask for advice. Sometimes I'm happy to help, sometimes I just get tired of it and I either don't respond or I just log off. Alright, next part of this video will be answering maging questions. Maging, okay, so when you make maging videos, do you get worried that other people will steal your business? So in the form steal my business, as in they'll get good and then people will ask them to mage. Like that's what it means. The answer is no, I'm not worried. I will never be worried because maging is very tedious and it's not as popular as my PvP videos, so not many people watch maging videos in the first place. But it's not good to be, it's not easy to be good at maging. In fact, I'm not really that good. It's just, you know, because like luck screws you over. In fact, making maging videos actually increases my business. People know that I'm a mage and I get approached in the game a lot asking for exo mages and over mages, stuff like that. Next question is, what is your best ever mage? That's a pretty simple question actually. My best ever mage is my chance set amulet, Spook Off amulet. Maximum stats, 1% air resistance over mage and 1 MP exo mage. Extremely nice stats. In my chance set reveal video, that's when I announced you know, the story behind this. But yeah, that is my best ever mage and I'm very happy that I got it. Alright, how do you make profit from maging? Lately I've been doing exo mages, like strictly 1 MP, 1 AP exo mages, because percent resist, like 3% resistance mages are like not very profitable anymore. And I seem to be getting pretty good luck with MP exos. I've landed like 20 exos in the past month and I think 19 of those exos were less than 100 attempts as well. So yeah, MP exo maging is definitely how I've been making profit recently. Okay, next question. What is the maximum percent resistance you can mage onto an item? By the 101 sync rule, you can actually exo mage 16% resistance, because 16 times 6 is 96, which is less than 101. But you know, this is Dofus and Karma makes it difficult, so you could probably get like, on average, let's say on a, what items do I have here? Okay, so on an MP drop, MP sync, or a AP sync, let's say this Absoluti cape, the standard is 3% resistance. Sometimes you can get 4%, but it's luck. Very, very rarely you can get 5%. But to figure out the maximum possible percent, if you drop, like, let's say you drop one range, dropping the one range, normally you can only get like 2%. 3% pretty hard because it's only 51 sync. Dropping one summons. Let's see if I have any. Okay, so one summons. If you drop one summons, you have like less than 30 sync. So you can only mage like maybe 1 or 2% on that. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Yeah, like summon, range, MP, AP, depends on what stat the item has. You drop it, you get sync. That's how it works. Any tips for exo maging? No, there are no tips for exo maging. The chance of the MP, AP, summon, range succeeding is 1%. There's nothing you can do to change that. If you add it, it fails, it fails. If it lands, then it lands. That's probably why when you exo mage and you land it, you probably like jump off your seat because you're like so happy that it lands. Yeah, but it is a very satisfying feeling. What is the difference between overmaging and exomaging? Okay, so overmaging is basically when you increase the stat that's already on the item. So for example, vitality overmage here. Vitality is already a standard stat on the item, but you can overmage it to more than its normal range. In this case, its normal range is 151 to 200. So overmaging it means you can get it to 277. An exomage is different because it is an item. It is a stat that is not originally on the item. So, for example, 1 MP, 3% fire, 3% air, and it's also different because it has a blue writing on it. See how it's in blue writing? Yeah, so that's how you tell the difference between overmage and exomage. Okay, that's all for maging. Now we're going to miscellaneous. How do you make karmas? I exomage, I hunt perceptors, and yeah, that's pretty much it. All I've been doing is hunting perceptors and exomaging. Alright, why have you been doing PVM recently? To be honest, I've been doing PVM because I have my chance set. Extremely nice set. It's yeah, a chance set is extremely nice. Like sometimes I abuse favoritism as well, but toads do a lot of damage, so that's why I like chance. That's why I like chance in PVM. And yeah, but I'm still PvP based, obviously. What are the requirements to join your guild? Recently, okay, so basically, recently we've had a couple of new members join us. We had some members from Outer Hell, Rukai, Azaram, Ohion, Juby. They came from Outer Hell. The guild is pretty much getting full very fast nowadays. So we have made a requirement that you must be level 199 or 200, and you must be a PvP player. Eventually, we'll be kicking out PVM players from the guild because pretty much they don't contribute to the guild or alliance. They don't defend perks. They don't cough. So there's pretty much no point having them. If you're a PVMer and you're watching this video, I apologize, but I'm speaking the truth. This is word for word from Zephyr. He's not online at the moment, but yeah, he told me that we'll be kicking PVMers soon. Alright, next. What are the requirements for joining the Hype Alliance? Okay, Hype Alliance is run by Zephyr and myself. We have strict rules with Perceptor defending, cough attendance, and just contributions in PvP in general. We've kicked various guilds for not defending Perceptors and for not turning up to cough. I'm not going to explain what the rules are, but basically, whenever we have a defense or an attack, we take a screenshot and we post it in Discord. Then we count up all the guilds that defend every fortnight. Any guilds that don't defend will be given a warning, and if they don't defend satisfactorily enough over a few fortnights, they will be kicked. Last question, how do you deal with trash talkers? Lately I've been trying my best to keep it cool, you know, being a hype second in command after all, but I don't talk back unless they start the conversation first. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The cough is about to end and I'm going to go nugget hunt. Any further questions you have, leave a comment below. Thank you, and I'll see you at the next video.